Latimer City Expats Club is a non-profit social organisation and our speakers are volunteers. The club as such assumes no responsibility or liability for the professional reputation of or the quality of services provided by the speaker today.
And on another incredibly important matter, taxation in Thailand, and an article that came out in Bangkok Post recently that's created quite a bit of online conversation. Welcome back, Thomas Carden.
No applause. Damn it, the tax guy's always boring. Sorry about that. Cha and I went through a series of meetings last week, and then 2 articles have come out in the Bangkok Post recently with it. In that series of meetings and through the Post with this, a couple things have come out. The only real tax change that has occurred, and this is going to be very specific, is that under the prior government administration, they did manage to pass that crypto transactions are free of tax. Okay? However, there is no rules and regulations on crypto transactions, and that the concept of it runs counter to the remittance basis rules of if you did the transaction outside of Thailand and you bring the crypto into Thailand and do the transaction, is that under the remittance basis rules or the no taxation rules on crypto? No one knows. Ministers don't know. The rules have not been written on this. If you're going to try to rely on that to bring money in, I wouldn't do anything until those rules are written. We'll keep you guys informed. There's just no guidance. The tax agents don't know how these things are going to conflict. If they're not going to conflict, be cautious if you're thinking that's a loophole to bring money into through Thailand with it. Okay. Secondarily to this, the Bangkok posted an article, I believe it was last Thursday or Friday, talking about people who were employed in Thailand and the tax issues and remittance and worldwide taxation with it. And effectively what they said was the January 1st, 2024 rules are still in effect for everybody, which means the remittance rules and bringing money in are still in effect. The second article that came out, I believe it was yesterday morning, said pretty much the same thing except for even more aggressive. Their Thai tax revenue has been down. They're going to take different deductions off your taxes and stuff and lower that down to where you'll be paying more taxes here. That's not just for expats, by the way, that's for everybody. Right now, if you hit things, you can hit $1 million baht free of income if you do certain deductions with it. Expect that to go down to 500,000 baht. But that's for everybody, not just here in Thailand with it. Okay. The fourth side of this again, we've had a massive power change. It was the prior administration who was saying that we were going to try to get rid of taxation on international income, which highly benefited taxing. It was about $12 billion US overseas. That administration is now not only out of power, but the guy's in prison as well. So this administration is much more aggressive on tax. And the Move Forward Party, if they could come into power, which who knows, it's speculation, they're even talking about being more progressive and more tax-oriented. So if you haven't been through any of my seminars about this, I'm going to be out here. We can still got a little meeting and talk about this with it. But for right now, the rules are in effect from January 1st, 2024, are the exact same. There's been no change other than the one thing's about crypto, and we have no rules and regulations about that to it. So we're getting an idea of where we're going with it. The final note on this is taxation of LTR residents or visas. On LTR visas, the Thai Revenue Department is still insisting that they're taxable on the LTR visas, despite what the Board of Investment is saying. Okay, Board of Investment's website says specifically, LTR visas holders are exempt from taxation on foreign income. The Thai Revenue Department is still taking that in a completely counter effect on this. And what that's really going to come down to at some point is the minister level between Board of Investment and tax have to decide where that's going. But is that going to be fixed in the next 3.5 months before a theoretical next election? I doubt it. So if you're on an LTR visa, limit how you bring money in. But one thing about this too, guys, is if you've gotten income from another country to this, generally you're going to owe minimal tax in either that country or this country based upon tax treaties with it. And an example of this is U.S. private pensions. The U.S. private pension is not taxable in the United States, but it is taxable here. So you save money in the United States and you just pay the tax here with it. That's called, the double tax agreements have this. If you got questions about that, come and talk to me. I'll give you, rough advice on this. But right now, we're exactly where we were at the beginning of the year. Nothing has really changed except for the stuff on the crypto. And honestly, with this government, I think they may overturn that parliamentary ruling to it because, again, it's a big power shift with it. So keep it safe, and I'm keeping you guys updated as fast as we come into it. As always, there's a half-hour free consultation if you got a specific question with it. Our office here right now is by appointment only. I had to pull Matthias into the office in Bangkok because we've doubled our space to 250 square meters there. And he's a network genius, so he's helping out doing all the networking and stuff on our computers. But I'm here every 2 weeks, as well. And thank you, Ren, for giving me a few minutes to speak with it, because I know there's a whole lot of confusion with this. Any quick questions? I know you were towards the end of the meeting over it.
Hi, thanks for that. If you do happen to bring funds in using cryptocurrency, your worst case scenario from what you're saying sounds like you could just end up having to pay the normal tax on it.
That's exactly
But there's no reason why you shouldn't bring it in, as long as you're mindful of the fact you might have to pay tax on it.
The idea of whether that counts as a remittance basis or it's free of tax no matter where you buy it,
That's right.
that's the question too. Now, again, a lot of the times, especially with agreements, a lot of the money coming into the country is not taxable anyway. Exactly. I talked about old age pensions in the UK, Social Security in the United States. Done properly in planning, you can generally bring a fair amount of money into the country free of tax, but you just have to do it the right way in advance.
Yeah. Thanks.
If you bring money in order to pay hospital bills, and then you bring money in and they go to Thailand and say that it's income and wanted to tax you.
I do not, this is where Chacha's area of expertise comes in. I do not believe that there's an exception for paying for medical bills for this. There is an exception for school. You can gift to the children's schools, to your spouse with it, but not specifically for your spouse with this. Now, and you get into all sorts of rules on whether that's income or not. It depends upon the source and where it comes from. If it's savings, it was in a cash account prior to January 1st, 2024, it's not taxed. So if you've got a savings account that you had a set sum of money into, you could have brought that in since January 1st, 2024. But when you're getting into specifics like that, you really want to come and talk to us. We can give you yes taxable, no taxable, taxable in this country, not taxable in this country. Because there's 64, 66 tax treaties that will do different terms with this. The one good news is we've got the state pensions, old age pensions are not taxable, pretty much across the board, with the exception of Australia, because Australia does not have a non-discrimination clause in it.
I just want to say, take advantage of Thomas's, offer for the free consultation. Thomas comes here individually, but the office in Bangkok has over 30 employees there. A lot of them are American, different nationalities, Thais, law degrees, international degrees as well. So take advantage of that. Call in. We'll do a video call with you. And then on top of that, just as a reminder, there are solutions as a married couple. If you have a spouse that's Thai, in terms of remitting money back into the country, you can gift money back in, as a way to do that, a way is officially through Thomas also to make sure it's noted that it is a gift directly to your Thai partner. You can even remit money to a non-Thai relative up to $10 million per year. So there are solutions in addition to Thomas is saying that the tax treaties. So if you are remitting a lot of money through myself and Lee as well, we're able to, using the tax treaty from different countries to remit money into Thailand. You just want to have the conversation with Thomas first, and then we can kind of give you an idea of what solutions you may have. So no reason to leave Thailand and all those things. You still have things that you can do,
Most of the time, the way to minimize tax is just proper planning, guys. You know, if you go into like the bull in the china shop and just, you know, drop money in, you could have a problem. But if you do it the proper way, it's really going to be, you're going to either pay the tax you went back home, or even potentially less with this. Like in the United States, if you do things properly, pull money out of your pension, you gift it to your Thai spouse. With it, guess what? You're free of U.S. tax on private pension stuff with it. And then, you know, like I said, Social Security is not taxable in the U, or it's taxable in the U.S. It's not taxable here at all. And it's just a matter of sort of shuffling your card, your deck of cards around, and you can minimize this. The planning is really key to this. Just come and talk to us. Okay?
Round of applause. Very, very grateful for you guys coming in and trying to make things clear